Hello and welcome back to the channel, everyone. So today I'm actually running out of my slightly larger canvases. I already put away my big easel, so I can't actually do any big paintings for a little while because, like I said in the last couple of videos, we're getting ready to move again, and this time, well, we're going to be moving quite a ways away, and it's going to be a bit of a hassle getting all of our stuff shipped there. So I'm going to stick with these smaller canvases for now until I go get some of the like 8x10s or 8x11s, whatever I usually use. But today's painting, I think I'm going to try to do some sort of like distant sunset over the water or something. Like up here, a bunch of clouds, the sun right around maybe this line here, and there's a little bit of water, maybe a little bit of a beach right here. Something not too far away, like not like you're up on a hill or something, but something you can legitimately, like if you were just out on a beach somewhere or something you might see. So let's try that. Alright, so this is actually one of the simplest paintings I ever did, at least on the channel. It literally only took like an hour to paint this whole thing. But the reason why this didn't come out yesterday, Saturday, is because I don't know what's going on with the video codec, because every time I've tried to save it after I've done my editing and adding all the clips together, because I don't just straight record it, because that just would be way too much stuff to edit out and everything. So anyway, yeah, it keeps saving, and then it goes, hey, you can't play this. Like the original one that I can edit, it's fine. It plays perfectly fine on the phone and whatever else. But for some reason, after I save it on the editor program, which I've saved like every other video on the editor program, it says, hey, screw you. Something's wrong with the video codec. We can't display this, or something like that. I'm like, but I didn't do anything different. It's the exact same video from before, just adding, audio to it and music and captions and everything. So I don't know what's going on with it, but hopefully whatever's going on with it will stop. Yeah, and if y'all can see the little fuzzy top and bottom of the screen here, which hopefully you don't, but it's like when I was recording it, something happened with one of the video files or something, and when I uploaded them all to do the original edit, it's like one of those times you see like a video and it was shot on a phone because it's all turned sideways, but it's like vertical. You got the fuzzy stuff on the sides of it. It's indistinct. It's just like colors, and it's basically just that painting, or not painting, the video being played in those spots, just fuzzied out to fill up the space of the actual frame of the video. So I don't know what's going on with this thing right now, but it's really annoying because this was an easy painting to do, and it should have come out. Actually, I should have been able to post it on Friday and then release it on Saturday, which is usually what I kind of do, because it makes it so that Google, or not Google, well, I guess everything's run by Google now, but YouTube would actually be able to finish processing the video file to give it the top quality, versus if it just uploaded it and released it the same day, you'd see it at like 140 and then 380 or whatever it is, and But hopefully, this doesn't disappoint. And obviously, I think the quality of the image is down because of what happened. Because otherwise, I shoot these things as almost at 4K. That's the top rating that the phone's cameras can go to is almost 4K, and that's what I shoot them in, because when you upload them to YouTube, it automatically knocks it down to something lower. Unless I guess you're one of those bigger YouTubers and you can shoot everything like 4K and then it just gets uploaded that way. But I shoot everything as high quality as I can, upload it, and it automatically gets knocked down. But unfortunately, in this case, the image is not as clear, it's not as crisp as it usually is, and yeah, I'm trying to figure out what happened with the video. So sorry about that. Anyway, on to the video itself. It's a really simple painting, really. You're just starting off with this like mountain blue, and you're just fading like a flame yellow and a pumpkin orange together. towards the bottom there, and then just painting over all of that with different colors. You know, just running them back and forth with a flat brush to kind of give the distant cloud look, right? And above, right, what I'm doing now is just using a little bit of that blue, white, and some yellow to give nearer clouds, you know, the ones that are closer to you. But like towards the bottom there, just above the tape, it was just mixtures of the same colors I used before, with a little bit of white put in the middle for where the sun's at. You know, and it's just, it was very easy. So I suggest, if you're gonna do something like this, to try using this video as like a tutorial for it. I know I kind of just ranting on about the editing process, but this is really simple to do. It's a very small canvas because, like I said earlier, I ran out of my big ones, which actually I just went and got yesterday on Saturday when this video was supposed to come out. So I got a bunch of smaller canvases now, like my normal 8x10s or 8x11s. But anyway, really simple. Just used a judicious amount of blue and yellow and orange paint down there, and it really made that like streaky, distant cloud look. Like if you look up above like the main yellow and red and orange. And I really liked that effect because I didn't have to do much with it. I just used like my 2 or 3 inch brush and just ran it back and forth. And for this, for the water, it's just simple. I wanted to do a gradient with it again, but because obviously you got the sun out, that particular part of the water that's in front of the sun has to be lighter. So mixtures of blue, some orange, and some yellow, just kind of fade it back and forth. I played with it for a bit because I wanted to make sure that it looked better. So I think in the end, it turned out. Okay, so how I actually did like the sparkles in the water is I just took my little 1 inch brush, a mixture of yellow, orange, red, and white, and just kind of dipped the tips of the bristles in, and then just kind of ran them back and forth across the canvas. It made that like nice random sparkly color that you get with water. And here it is. It's an easy, simple effect to make ocean or like water, sparkly water at a sunset or a sunrise. In this case, I think it looks kind of more like a sunrise based on the colors, because sunsets are a little bit more orange and red. This one's a little bit more blue, green, and yellow. So maybe this is a sunrise. I'm not really sure, but either way, it doesn't look bad. Now I wanted to add maybe some really small distant waves in there, so just using the flat brush, a little bit of white, and kind of smearing it back and forth. I ended up using Laguna green or Laguna blue. What would that be considered? Put that in the comments below. Is Laguna color green or blue? Right? I've finally got to use that paint to try to show maybe some sunlight shining through the waves, so they weren't just like blue and white. You can't really tell very much in the painting. I mean, if you looked at it in person, you could, but in the video, probably not. But it was a fun little difference. I haven't been able to do that before. And I was looking at the painting. It was like, this would be fine by itself how it was, but it didn't seem like there was enough placement in it, like to show you where you are. I mean, you could literally look at any tropical beach or something and you'll see something like this. But I was like, all right, I need to put something more in here to give it a little bit more scaling. So I started painting in these little like distant rocky outcrops, or what do they call it, atolls, I think? Atolls? I don't know. But these little parts that you always see on little islands or like off the coast of some, you know, country or whatever. But the reason I did red is because if you actually look at any sort of sunset or a photo of sunset, the farther away an object gets, the more it fades into the background. And in this case, if you're having, you know, brown, gray, green, and beige colors getting faded out by sunlight and distance, they're more likely than not going to look a little bit red, especially if it's like a sunrise or sunset. And then I just do a little bit darker colors the closer it gets to the person, you know, the viewer. Right? It's just difference of perspective, and the color changes. Like you've seen it in a lot of my other paintings. Like if I'm trying to do a distance thing, and most paintings, you know, you'll just do a different color, and it fades out to a little bit more of a distance to whatever the background is. Now for the beach side here, the little sand there, all I did was, I mean, it was originally just like that golden, it was that golden sunset color. I mean, that's just kind of the color that got blended together from mixing the yellow and the flame yellow and the orange, or the flame yellow and the pumpkin orange. I mixed them together and it kind of made that color, if I remember correctly. But yeah, and then I just took a little bit of this beige color, some of this actual golden sunset color in brown, and just kind of dabbed them together, not letting anything dry, because that way it kind of had a little bit more of a faded effect. Like it wasn't just like stark color on top of a different one. So that's one of the things I've had to learn over the course of time is don't just let the paint dry and then paint on top of it. If you're trying to do something like color gradients, it's a little bit easier when it's all wet. Just like the sky in the background, it's a little bit easier to do that when all the paint's wet versus, you know, just do the blue or the black underneath it and then paint on top of it. And then you don't get that color gradient anymore. It's just like stark contrasted colors on top of something else. In this case, you know, if you actually let it be wet, it's easier to keep, or to have them like blend together, you know. And yeah, I was adding birds because that gave a little bit more presence, or what did I say before? I can't even remember now, but basically where, you know, it shows you where you're at a little bit more. I painted the little birds up there. Now, thinking back, I probably should have done a little bit more shadowing in the water for those distant little rocky areas, but lessons learned, right? But anyway, yeah, I guess the only thing that's left is to do the signature. So if any of you have suggestions for future paintings, let me know down in the comments section below. I haven't asked that before, but I think it'd be cool if you did. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, share, all that. It helps me out, it helps keep the wife happy, since these are for her. Yeah, and I'm enjoying this, and hopefully I won't have any more issues with my editor program in the future. Anyway, thank you all for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.